So for your SAC on Wednesday, the transformation SAC, you're going to be told as the first instruction to change your float setting to float 12. So you would go to your home screen, click 5 for settings, 2 for document settings, and we normally have our float just set on float. But if you scroll down, I want you to scroll until you hit float 12 and choose float 12. It just allows a few extra digits to be displayed on your CAS. Unfortunately, when you do document settings and you change to float 12, it changes on every page other than the graphs page. So when you go, for example, into a graph page, regression, if you have a strange equation like this one, and you can see -5, E -5, E -7 on the two coefficients. All that means is that those numbers are written in scientific notation. They're very, very small numbers, so they'd have 4 zeros on the first one before the numbers start, and 6 zeros on the second one before those numbers start. So unfortunately, the float 12 doesn't affect the graph page unless you make it do so. This sort of idea usually only happens with a reciprocal transformation. So if you need to do a reciprocal transformation on Wednesday and you put your data in and you get your regression line and it looks like it's written in scientific notation like this one, so if there's an E in either of the coefficients, you will need to change, unless you're good at scientific notation, you'll need to actually change the float setting on the graph page. So it's very easy to do it. So if you notice those two coefficients on that equation, and then if you go into menu, settings, and change the float on this particular page, same thing, to float 12, you will be able to see, I hope, a difference straight away. So you can see that now, that, if I can move it so you can see the numbers properly, there's no scientific notation there. The calculator's now presented those two coefficients as decimals with all the zeros there. So if you do a transformation equation on Wednesday and you find that your coefficients, one or both of them, are written in scientific notation, you will need to change your float to float 12. Okay, so menu, settings, float 12. And even if you do it on the home screen, it will only change calculator page, spreadsheet page, but not graph page. So you will need to do it separately on your graphs page. I hope that makes sense.